Welcome to the Lite Hour live stream, a Litecoin dedicated live stream that we host on the Flipping Finance page every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Now, on the Lite Hour live stream, we invite multiple Litecoiners, or sometimes we just run it solo, and we have Litecoin dedicated conversations. And the conversations are meant to be lighthearted and just whatever we want to talk about, right? So if you are somebody that actually wants to come on the Light Hour show, right, Light Hour live stream, and talk about whatever you want to talk about, and you're a Litecoiner, just let me know, and I will set up your Litecoin, Light Hour episode. So today we have in the studio a very, very important Litecoiner. Actually, his name is Minimilan, right? His name is Milan, and he's actually been a very consistent Litecoiner. Actually, he's been a very, very consistent guy. He's one of the people that have been championing, is one of our most vocal chartists, right? And I'm just going to be showing his page in a little bit so that you can see him and you can go follow him in case you are, in fact, not familiar with who he is. So, yes, this is his page, D Mini Milan, and he is all the way from I think he's all the way from Italy, and he's going to be joining us today. We're going to be having a little chit chat, and he is also going to be going through some TA. He's going to be talking about some price predictions, price targets about Litecoin. So if that's something that tickles your little fancy, then you are welcome to join and enjoy the stream. So in about a few minutes, we're going to be bringing him up to the stage, and then he is going to be introducing himself to you guys. And just in 3, 2, 1, he's going to be joining us. So, bam! Welcome to the
Hello.
stream, Mr.
Hi.
Milan.
Hi.
How are
Yeah,
you doing today, bro?
you can say my name is actually Minimillion, but no problem. It's okay. It's okay.
Is it
And
million?
I'm
Is it million?
Minimillion. In
Holy!
I'm a German. You said Italian? Italian?
Oh my god! Oh
It's
my
okay.
god!
It's okay, bro. It's okay. No
Oh my
problem.
god! I'm so sorry. Yeah, yeah. So just go ahead
No,
and
no. Yeah,
introduce yourself to the audience, bro. Pardon
yeah.
me.
Actually, my real name is Maximilian. Maximilian is a
Oh,
German name, or Maxi,
oh,
Max. And my name on X is Mini Million. It's just a joke name. So
oh.
Mini Million. Yeah. And yeah, Flippify and me, we are talking about the Litecoin network value model from Master LTC BTC and the comparison between Litecoin and Bitcoin with connected with the model. Yeah.
That's interesting. So,
Yeah.
yeah, first of all, I just want you to give the audience a quick, summary, right? A quick overview of how your journey in the Litecoin space and how discovered Litecoin and ended up being a Litecoiner.
Yeah. My first Litecoin I bought in 2022 or 2021. I don't know exactly. And that was just a random buy. I didn't know much about crypto at all. And the real beginning was 2024. I don't know the exact date, but that was where I started tweeting, posting, and learning from the Litecoin space on X. Yes, and that's the way I got in. Yes.
That's actually interesting. So, you are a huge fan of the Litecoin Master BTC LTC's Litecoin value model. So, I guess do you want to share your screen? Should I bring your screen up here so you can
Mm-hmm.
talk about your opinions on the Litecoin, the Master BTC LTC Litecoin model, right? Because you're one of the most bullish Litecoiners in
Yeah,
existence right now.
yeah. But that has reasons. That has actually reasons.
Oh, interesting. Would you
So,
consider yourself a perma bull?
well, what do you mean?
A
What you said?
perma bull. So like a perma bull is
What you
someone
said?
who is just always bullish on Litecoin. It's like you're always
Yeah,
bullish every
that's me.
single
That's
time.
me. I'm always
Oh,
bullish. No,
that's cool.
yeah. I'm really bullish on Litecoin, and that has reasons because Litecoin is fucking undervalued.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. But the topic we want to talk today is how high could the price can go, and um, yeah, connected with the master LTC BTC model. So yeah, you can see actually the Litecoin price. Can you see my
Yes, I can
monitor?
see. Yeah, we
Okay,
can see a monitor.
you can see the Litecoin price, and everyone knows. Um, Forgive me for my not perfect English. I'm a German potato, but I try my best. So, so you can see the um, wait. I don't know the word for it. You can see the pattern of Litecoin, okay?
Yeah,
And
consolidate
and the
them.
the the triangle. Literally everyone speaks about it in the Litecoin space. The 8-year consolidation you can see from 2017 to now to today. And here is the Litecoin network value model from master LTC BTC. It's the comparison to Bitcoin itself, to the Bitcoin technicals. And you can see the Bitcoin price chart here
Hmm.
in orange. And the thing I want to talk about is the model from master LTC BTC in yellow is the same structure as the Bitcoin price chart, okay?
Oh wow.
But Litecoin, but Litecoin itself doesn't have this structure. Only from 2014, or when it starts trading, when it was launched in 2012, 11, to now to 2017. Yeah, and then it split up in 2021. Not the exact time, but you know what I mean. And then the Litecoin network value model goes up, 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 but the Litecoin price goes sideways until now. And it's very compressed, you can see. And when it's so compressed, at some point it has to explode very much. It's a lot of
Yeah.
compressed energy. I think in terms of energy, everything is energy. And the Litecoin network is growing over these years like never before, but the price don't show it. And because the price don't show it yet, the people think it's dead or it's a shitcoin or whatever, but they don't see behind the scenes what's going on with Litecoin and
Yeah.
how it's growing. Um, and when you think about the technicals about Litecoin, Litecoin is exactly or almost exactly the same technology like Bitcoin. Bitcoin 21 million fixed supply and Litecoin 84 million. And you have every 4 years a halving cycle. It's not
Yeah.
at the exact time like Bitcoin, but you have the same setup. And
Exactly.
the Litecoin network growth is the same, is or almost the same structure like the Bitcoin price. So my conclusion is that the wait, I have to find the words. that the price of Litecoin should behave like the price of Bitcoin in long term, because the network of Litecoin is actually doing it, but not the price. And that's a lot. And this gap has to be filled up, and it it has to adapt to its network value, because the Bitcoin price has shows every 4 years the structure of in the price of Bitcoin. You can see the growth of Bitcoin. And in the Litecoin network value model, you can see the exact same growth, but not in the price. The price has to adapt to its network value model. So that's my view of it. Because it's the same tech, literally. What do you think about it, Flippy?
So yeah, I actually share the same sentiment. I mean, obviously, right? Because the fact that I mean, Litecoin is just so undervalued. Just look at the network value model, right? I feel like some people look at the network value model and go, oh, yeah, it's they look at it, the prices that it is, predicting, and they go that, oh yeah, those prices just seem ridiculous from where we are now. I mean, Litecoin is about $100. 30 something $1,000 just sounds incredible, right? It's just so insane. Why? So they just invalidate the model based off of the price predictions that it's making. However, if you think
Yeah.
about it, right, I mean, why should an objective model that is actually trying to track the price of Litecoin as a factor of its network growth, right, its network adoption, why should you invalidate it simply because the price targets are just so high? That's the way I perceive it, right? So yeah, and considering the fact that once you look at all these other coins, right, you can sort of like see these these network value models, and you see that Litecoin is in fact the most disjointed from its network value model, right? And so yes, I do feel like people should open up their minds, right? It's an objective model, right? And well, the general idea is all models are wrong, right? But at least the most objective of them gives you an insight that can sort of like point you to where opportunity is. And I believe that this is pointing to an incredible opportunity that a lot of people are just deciding not to look at, right? And I sort of have a theory, right, for
Hmm.
you know why this model might be like a reflection of a coordinated decision by some core Bitcoiners to sort of like demarket everything that is not everything that can possibly compete with Bitcoin, right? Have you ever thought about it, right? Why is it that every single other project that is hyped and hot, that has been hyped and that is hot over the past like 5 years, have all why have they all come to the conclusion that competing with Bitcoin for the store of value money, the store of value money uh category, why have they all convinced themselves that it's not possible?
Can you repeat the question?
Okay,
I didn't understand exactly what you mean.
okay, so if you notice, right, most of these coins, most of these projects that have gone up in valuation and have been hyped up by the market over the past five
Yeah,
years
yeah.
most of
You
them have,
mean with only a hype behind? Yeah.
I mean, all of the eat better plays, right? The Solana, the Sui's, all of them. Like, it's almost as if every single one of them have come to the conclusion that competing with Bitcoin for the SOV monetary status is impossible. Why is that?
I think it's because they have an other mechanism. They have other technical setup, and maybe there are proof of stake. It's another wise of work, how they work. And Bitcoin has already was the first coin on the market, and it works like, you can say, gold. It works like gold in a digital way and with more increase of value. Um,
Hmm.
Bitcoin has a fixed supply and has a mining like like Litecoin also, and this works like precious metals in the real life. Um, they are fixed. The mining gets more difficult over time in another way, not in a technical way, and that's the exact same thing behind Bitcoin and behind Litecoin. Um, and that's why they work so in a very um, same way. Yeah, I hope I spelled it right. um, yeah, because it's like uh, the creators are thought of precious metals. That's my conclusion of this whole thing about cryptocurrencies. And Litecoin and Bitcoin were meant to actually spend in daily life as money, um, with not a complicated way, in a not complicated way, with no middleman, and just from person to person, peer to peer, you say in English, right? Yeah,
Yeah.
and um, that's the whole thing about crypto. You don't need banks, you don't need a government or a middleman. You can just trade without someone behind you, or without someone overlooking what you are doing, what you are buying. And that's how MWeb of Litecoin comes in, with gives some privacy what Bitcoin has not, and the Bitcoin fees are growing over time, um, and that's a problem. What Litecoin makes better. So it's better to use Litecoin in daily transactions because it has near zero fees, and it has MWeb now, and MWeb is growing very fast. You see the last time in MWeb Explorer, when you can see that the MWeb balance is growing very fast.
Yeah.
Tens of thousands of days of new Litecoins on the MWeb balance. That's crazy. So
Yeah.
um, yeah, and Solana, or when you hear about Solana network goes down again, or um, yeah, you don't have the safety. Um, it's not really secure when it goes down, and you cannot trade, and it has not the technical setup of digital precious metal. You know what I explained. That's not a real uh, thing in my eyes, and that's why I came to Litecoin. Um, Before Litecoin, I was really interested in precious metals like gold and silver as well. And from that, I came to the conclusion, um, search like cryptocurrencies that are working like gold and silver, or precious metals, and Bitcoin and Litecoin doing that. So, and that's what Charlie already said in the Litecoin summit. Bitcoin is gold and Litecoin is silver, and silver is meant for the people. You see,
Yeah.
yes, Bitcoin is very. It feels like Bitcoin is the hype coin, the one coin everyone buys, but 70% of the people actually don't know how Bitcoin works, or why it's valuable, or it has value, and that's what Litecoiners are making, uh, or I don't know the word. It's a bit difficult to to find the right words. It's
Yeah.
easier. Yeah, it's easier to write, and but
No, I understand.
Litecoiners actually know how Bitcoin works, and that's why they found to Litecoin. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally understand that. And I actually like it, honestly. I like the fact that, like, Litecoin has been left to, Litecoin, all of these other coins, they've gone to build other things. They've gone distracted, because when I look at this network value model from Master, right, part of the things I
Yeah.
see is I see a point of distraction for the markets, when it comes to innovation. Because at that point where Litecoin started getting disjointed from its network value model, I see there is a point in time where the market started focusing on other things, and the market pretty much gave up on trying to compete with Bitcoin for um, just basic peer-to-peer store of value, right? The value proposition that Bitcoin was gunning for and was dominating. And
Yeah.
in my opinion, that gave Litecoin enough time to cook, right? Because imagine if, you know, this distraction didn't happen and all of these other projects are also trying to like build things to compete with Bitcoin, different sort of, that would have put more competition on Litecoin, right? But then they've all gone to do something else, and Litecoin just sort of like brewed in the background, right? It's just been consolidating in the background. It's been growing. It's been gathering all that strength, and now we're at a point where the whole world is about to realize that everyone that has built anything and everything but something that can compete with Bitcoin have inadvertently given Litecoin the ability to grow in strength and to position itself in a way where it can now compete with Bitcoin without any other person trying to, get in its way, right? Because if you think about it, you can't fabricate another Litecoin no matter how you try. I mean, even if you
Hmm.
wanted to, you can't fabricate 14 years of uninterrupted history. You can't fabricate the network effects that it has already gotten. And it's impossible in today's day and age for any project founder to even try to replicate it, because
Yeah.
what's
Yeah.
the financial incentive to do so? If you pre-mine and sell, give yourself some pre-mines and then whatever, then Litecoin already has something over you being fairly distributed. And in this VC world, fair distribution is extremely impossible to achieve. Not to talk about the
Yeah.
fact that, like,
That's true.
yeah, not to talk about the fact that even if you pre-mine, right, you need to pre-mine a significant percentage of the supply before you can actually have the tight level of control that today's VCs and cabals would prefer. So it extremely difficult. So right now, it's just created a situation where Litecoin is just cruising, and Litecoin can take as much time as it wants, and it still remains the key competitor to Bitcoin. And that's something that I see in this
Yeah.
value model, is like Litecoin has just taken its time while every other project has gotten distracted trying to build whatever other nonsense. It has taken its time to grind, to gain strength,
Oh
to
yeah. Yeah.
consolidate, and now it's finally ready to take on Bitcoin. And it's going to be so epic because everyone's going to look at Litecoin and watch Litecoin try to, compete with Bitcoin, and they just can't. Because if Litecoin starts going up and everyone starts the conversation of, oh, could Litecoin, because that's what happens, right? Look at what happened with Zcash, just explosive
Yeah.
impulse that happened with,
The same thing. The charts are very the same on the same way. That
yeah,
cash and Litecoin,
exactly.
and it's obvious that Litecoin will do the same thing. but I think in a more explosive way because it has very much stronger fundamentals, more transactions, and everything is bigger on Litecoin. Yeah.
Hmm, that's interesting. I mean, I tend to believe that it's gonna do the same thing as Zcash, but I still guard my heart, and I'm like, if it doesn't happen as explosively, still doesn't change anything, right? I think if it doesn't
Yeah.
happen as explosively and it still happens more progressively over time, sweet, right? But what I'm just very sure of is that when Litecoin starts climbing, and that's pretty much my target, right? My target is more of sentiment targets. I don't really have
Mhm.
any significant price targets. Sometimes I just say 8,400, but it's just for the meme, right? Because it's 84 million Litecoin, 8,400.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just so mimetic, so prophetic. Imagine Litecoin goes and it tops at 8,400. It's gonna be so prophetic. Like what?
Yeah.
8,400.
That,
Yeah, it's gonna be
yeah,
so prophetic.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna cement the meme of the
That's
84
a
million.
really high
And
target, really high. Yeah.
yeah, so, but me, I just have sentiment targets. I want to hear people talk about Litecoin. I want to see all of these people on CNBC and Fox Business and all of these other MSMs talk about Litecoin dominantly, right? Oh, digital silver is doing this, digital silver is doing that, blah, blah, blah. And it gets to the point where, you know, imagine, right? Picture Litecoin climbing the charts, moving to number six, number five, number four, number three,
Mm-hmm.
right behind Ethereum and Bitcoin. What do you think people are going to start saying? People are
I
going to start talking
yeah,
about Litecoin being Bitcoin killer again. True, false?
yeah. I think very much people will start to chase Litecoin. It's a
Exactly.
an hype will uh, arrive. Yeah, it will be hyped very much because look Zcash. The people started to hype Zcash because it price go up. The same thing will we will see on Litecoin. And think about it, Litecoin has utility and a strong network, and combine that
Yeah.
and with hype. That's insane. The combination of
Yeah.
utility and a strong network like Litecoin and hype is immense. It's insane, and I really think we will see very fast new treasury companies buying Litecoin, much more Litecoin ETFs. The people will start chasing Litecoin. Maybe they start chasing at all-time high or or at thousands, or I don't know, but they will chase Litecoin, and all that drives price. And when you think about it, we just have 84 million Litecoin for the whole world. And theoretically, um, one Litecoin, no, one Bitcoin is 4 Litecoin. When both have the same network strength and the same hype, the price should be when Bitcoin is at $100,000, then Litecoin should be at $25,000. That's um, you know, 4 to 1. um,
Absolutely.
yeah, and I think we really can go into digits when the real hype about Litecoin starts. Five digits, 5 figures is likely, in my opinion. And yeah, I really know that many people don't can see that, but in my opinion, it's obvious that we really can reach the targets. When I'm wrong, but technical, I think it's possible.
Hmm. That's interesting. So your target for Litecoin is what exactly?
I
What is your
can't give
exact
you I can't give you an exact target, but
Ah,
I think 12K, 12K could be in. 12K and higher, like Master says, higher.
Yeah,
12K could be really in. 12K, and I'm open for higher. 20K or 30K.
yeah,
With 40K, it's very high. I don't can really the English words. I can get a
the
price.
exact ones.
Yeah,
Yeah,
40K is too high maybe, and yeah, but uh, but 20K it may be possible. 10K, why not? You know?
yeah. So we
Yeah.
see some people in the comments here. We see Luxfolio. Hello, Luxfolio, my friend. Our
Hello.
friends at Luxfolio are here. Hello, Luxfolio. Down to zero. Yeah, that's another G that always shows up. Down to zero. Appreciate you for showing up again, man. You're the best. And Master has been going crazy in the
Master.
comments. Master is the guy, bro. Master is the goat. He's the goat. Master,
Hey,
bro, man,
Master.
appreciate you always coming, always showing up, bro. Appreciate you. Yo, hi guys from Luxfolio said hi guys. Yo, let's go, Luxfolio. I'm bullish in everything Litecoin. I'm bullish Litecoin. I'm bullish Luxfolio. I'm bullish Light Strategy. I'm bullish, Canary Litecoin, LTCC to the moon, bro. Everything goes freaking parabolic.
Everything bullish on Litecoin. Only bullish.
Every single thing bullish on Litecoin. Every single thing. It's gonna be very historic, honestly. And I believe, I believe, even if we get more pain, right? Because I'm always thinking to myself, like, I always think, what if we get the worst case scenario? What's gonna happen? We have to think about all sides of it. We have to think about all sides of it. And I think to myself, what if it delays a little bit? We have to be prepared for it. We have to be prepared for everything. We have to prepare for everything. And I'm prepared for everything. Whatever the market brings, we have to be ready. And I
You
believe
have
we
to
have
be
what it takes
ready.
to be ready. Yeah, we have to be ready, very ready. And I believe we're ready. Yeah, we're ready. Right? Oh, Master said Nigeria.
Can go up now. We are ready. We are all ready.
Yo, we are ready, bro. We are so ready. Like, what do you think about all the shoes that came? Oh my god, it's been a field day for shoe influencers, bro. Like, I and hey, if you're a shoe influencer and you're hearing this, because this is probably gonna get clipped. Hey, listen, I don't got a problem with you. Okay, welcome here, every
What is
single
a
person.
shoe for? What is a
eh,
shoe influencer?
So
What
it's
is that?
like a shoe who's an influencer, right? So an influencer that's a shoe influencer. So it's like all this.
But what is a shoe? I don't know the word.
Oh, so a shill is someone who just
A shill.
yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
yeah. So like
No,
these
no, no.
guys, yeah, these guys that don't really have any convictions. They just shill anything,
Yeah.
just buy bags and shill it. No conviction, no care for the community person, anything. But hey, man, if you're a shoe and you're here, bro, listen, welcome. Hey, I don't got no problem with you. Okay, listen, happy shilling. Welcome to the Litecoin community where we be chilling as well. So you
Well,
just come
we
around, man.
are full Litecoin full time chiller.
Yeah, we're full
Oh
time
man.
chillers, right? I mean, but
Uh,
yeah, I mean, welcome everybody. It's been overwhelming seeing all of them. I mean, I literally woke up like 2 3 days ago and like every single person was chilling. It was lots and lots of shills. There's lots of chilling on my page, and I looked at it and I was like, maybe I was dreaming. I thought I was dreaming for a second, and then I had to go wash my eyes, and I held my phone, and it was real. I couldn't believe it. It was real. It was as real as it could be. I was surprised. I was very surprised. I saw all of them, and lots of them. They were calling for incredible Litecoin prices, and I think it's cool, right? So welcome if you're a show, Litecoin to the moon, bro. It just makes me believe
Litecoin
that
to the moon.
there's gonna be a little bit more pain before we gain, but whatever, bro. We need to be ready for it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I hope those that are coming into the Litecoin community actually understand what we're going for, right? Because the biggest psyop, and there's something I want to talk about that's very important, right? In a few minutes I'm going to talk about something very important that Litecoin actually has. Because you hear Bitcoiners say that Bitcoin demonetizes all its competition just the same way gold demonetized silver. Because yeah, it was a thing, right? Gold demonetized silver, and they try to apply the same logic to Bitcoin and Litecoin, but it just doesn't apply, right? And Litecoin's ability to compete with Bitcoin in a very significant way is very real and is something that people should actually understand better. And that's something I want to go into in like a few minutes. But yeah, I just want to say, bro, what you are are you ready for a scenario where we actually experience more pain before we finally gain? Because I believe more and more people need to be ready. Because yo, we're not going for a low pie here. We're trying to eat Bitcoin's, we're trying to eat Bitcoin's pie. We're trying to take a little bit of, we're trying to take a significant bite out of that SOV chunk. Okay. So like I don't believe it's gonna be an easy one before it starts, but I believe it's gonna be an incredibly rewarding one. So I just want to say, bro, are you prepared for the worst case scenarios?
You mean when all is going down and we
No,
are
no, no. Just
uh,
just more
or
games, more
what?
games, more games. So the worst case scenario, in my opinion, is just more games
Yeah,
before we finally go up. Are you prepared for that?
more gain. What means?
More games, because like the market messes with our psychology. So you prepared for more
Us,
psychological battery from the
more
market.
games, my psychology games. You mean?
Yes, from the market before we
Oh,
finally. Are you prepared for that?
ah, ooh, I don't know, man.
Because you
I don't
have
know.
to. You have to.
I'm.
You have to. Bro, I feel so freaking bad for the guys that are just coming into the Litecoin community and are just buying Litecoin for the first time in a very long time, just because you're seeing Shields talking about it, but they don't actually understand exactly what's happening behind the scenes and what Litecoin is actually trying to do. And they're just expecting it to happen overnight, right? Because the Shields is saying so. I
Yeah,
feel so bad for them because they're coming inside here and they don't understand the pain that we've been going through for a very long time. And even those
yeah.
before us have been going through for like even much longer, right? And like, I believe, I just wish there's a way we could communicate to these people and help them understand that, hey, Litecoin's playing a very big game. Litecoin has great ambitions, and they need to have a very significant pain tolerance, right? If they want to ride this wave, because Litecoin is going for Bitcoin's pie. It's not an easy pie to eat from, right? So you need to have a significant pain tolerance and understand
That's
exactly what
true.
you're
That's true.
holding, and understand that it can get much worse before it finally gets better
Yeah,
while you're
actually,
buying.
the last market flash, it was very. I didn't expect it. To be honest, I didn't expect it, but it was just a hour, uh, or 50 minutes or something, where
Yeah.
the prices of every crypto on the market, every
Oh
crypto
boy.
goes down. At Litecoin it was at I see here
50
fifty
something.
dollars, fifty
Oh,
dollars, around
horrible.
$50. But it was a time frame from of 15 minutes, and I thought when I saw that, I thought, what the fuck? But um, but the price goes insanely fast back into the range we were trading uh, over months. You see it here, the triangle. Yeah, my English. So yeah, but and I was calm. I didn't expect it. I thought when you go to 1 day time frame, here you can see it. I thought we actually pumping here, but then the flush happened to 50 and then back to 90 or $100. Yeah, and consolidated again. I didn't expect it. I thought we will go up here, but it didn't happen. Yeah, you said that we have to be ready for those pains before the gains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. because
It's a
I
mind
don't
game.
think the market is gonna pump. Yeah, I don't think the market is gonna pump where we're all shouted pump at it. And
Yeah, yeah,
that's
yeah.
why, like before I'll make posts that like I don't know if you used to see my posts because like I make a lot of posts. Yo, we're ready to go. Oh, Litecoin is about to smash through 140 something and go straight 150. And almost as if my
Yeah.
posts were always top signals. It's almost like there's an algorithm that just waits for me to bull post. And when I bull post so hard, everything just freaking retraces. And I'm like, okay, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
not bull posting in that
I'm
way anymore. Like, I'm just gonna let
yeah.
it fly. Okay, I'm gonna let it fly when it wants to fly.
I'm always staying bullish. So
Yeah,
I didn't expect this that this happened, that this will
of
happen.
course.
I didn't expect it, but in my mind, I try to stay every time bullish because when you think
Yeah,
about Litecoin, when you go in yourself, when you harmonize your mind, your body, and think about the long-term goal of Litecoin, then
exactly.
you see again where it will go. And um, if the time is not the right time and it doesn't want to go there, you have to be prepared that it can took longer to pump. And
Yeah.
that's why I always stay bullish. Because when you are scared or anxious and you think, oh, yeah, is it the right coin? Or yeah, when you are unsecure with yourself, then that's very dangerous, because that's why people
Yeah.
always sell, because they are scared, and they think it's all over. And when you but when you think about the long-term picture, it's not over. It's really uh, in play. It's like, yeah, you should reconsider, yeah, what's the long-term picture, and what are the fundamentals of the coin you are investing in. Oh, in um our
Yeah.
way, Litecoin. Yeah. Yes.
That's actually very true. And
Yeah.
but I'm saying MKXPL being he's MK says being too bullish is no bueno. Remember to take some profits and don't wipe all the gains open. Bro, what the
Yeah,
bro?
you don't
You
have
can't
to be
bro, are you
too bullish,
capitulating?
but
MK. Nah, MK is capitulating live. Bro, you can't
oh
comment
man.
shit like this. Are you capitulating, bro? Bro, you cannot capitulate. You cannot capitulate, my man. This is what they want you to think. They want you to
Is he
think,
capitulating?
bro, he's capitulating. MK is bullish, bro.
No.
MK. No, I know MK. MK is very bullish. Why is MK capitulating, bro? Bro, MK, did you trade leverage?
Mm.
I want to
Leverage
know,
trading
MK.
is
Did you get wiped out in the last leverage? MK
I
is my
think
guy, bro. MK
I
shouldn't
think
be.
leverage trading actually is a game with the devil, in my opinion, because you really lose
Yeah,
everything. And when you leverage trade, I think about the coins you have are not actually euros. They are not in
exactly.
self custody, and that's why. Behind the scenes, exchanges can move your coins or use them for other things, when it's not really yours. And
Yeah,
it's better for the price and for yourself to just buy spot and self custody, because then your coins are yours. You're the owner of your key, not your coins. And yeah, then you actually have
hmm,
the coins.
hmm. That's actually true. Honestly, don't
Yeah.
trade leverage, bro. MK, my bro. Hey, listen, MK, listen, MK, listen, bro. You don't do it. Don't do this no more, bro. Bro, you're my dude. Okay, listen. You're bullish. Okay, we stay bullish. Remember that.
Stay
Okay,
bullish. Stay
MK,
bullish.
we good? MK, we good? Stay bullish, bro. Don't let me down. Bro, I'm bullish. Okay, so MK says I'm saying you can increase your position trading spot and you should. Bro, don't do that. Bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Okay, I want to ask you one question. MK, whoa. MK, do you mean we should sell high and buy low on spot like on the micro, the little, the short term the short time frames that we're talking about? Like you should like sell the hourly top and then you should buy the hourly bottom. Is that what you're talking about, MK? I hope to God that that's not what you're talking about, bro, because that's a no. The better you do trading, the more Litecoin we take from them. Bro, don't trade, bro. Don't trade it. Don't trade it, bro. God. Milan, help me tell MK to not trade Litecoin. It's not gonna work. Ah,
Do
yo,
not
Milan,
trade
yo, Milan,
Litecoin, bro. Do not trade
don't
Litecoin,
trade it.
bro.
Don't trade it. Don't trade it. Don't trade it, bro. Touch some grass. Go into the real world. Make money and put it on Litecoin and store it in self custody. You take it off the exchanges, keep your seed phrase to your heart, and you just don't just don't think about it.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, just don't think about it. Don't complicate it, bro. That's the thing. This mofo's make a lot of money trading, from fees, but that's the way it's supposed to be. But we know that they trade against your traders, these exchanges. And Litecoin is, according to some people, right? Because I see this a lot. Like Litecoin is the Binance is famous tool, or it's their best tool for max extraction. They're just gonna max extract you, bro. They're gonna max extract you. MK, don't trade, please, please. I don't want you. I don't want you getting wiped out, bro. Okay, if you're gonna trade, whatever, no financial advice. But if you're gonna trade, MK, listen, just limit it, okay? Just limit it. Hold most of your Litecoins, spot. You know that's it, bro. That's it. Oh, MK, please
Bro,
don't get burned.
bro, I have some point I thought of right now.
Okay.
And to come back to the Litecoin network value model from Master, um, it depends on how the price is going, how the price is evolving. I think
Yeah.
it's dependent on how the network rises when the actual pumps begin in the market. When you can see 2013 or 2017, the pump
Yeah.
from the Litecoin network value model was insane. From the network stats, insane,
Yeah.
and the price followed. Then we had 2021, and the next cycle bull market started with Bitcoin, and the network value was growing again very lot. But that was the skipped cycle. I think there was the skipped cycle, and miners started sell off, and the whole
Yeah.
thing. And now we have very new highs of the whole network from Litecoin, and it depends on how high that goes, which or what the price will be later. It depends on that, on the Litecoin network value growth. And in the past, we can see it was a bit below the top of the price was a bit below the network top. I think the same will happen again when Litecoin finally pumps, and it will a bit below the actual network, like in
Oh,
the past.
so
But
a bit below whatever it
but
expands to.
it depends on how high goes that uh, network growth, and then um, like Master said, when it goes this way, it's hard to imagine, but like when the network grows on this highs here, the arrow could reach this high a bit below that, where that would be 40 40,000 at this high. That's actually insane. And it depends on how the network will grow in this bull cycle, in this market. And I think this cycle is very different. It takes a bit longer than other cycles. Uh, 2013, 2014 um, to 2017 was a 4-year cycle. Then we had the next 4-year cycle to 2021, and now the cycle is longer. It's longer. It goes into 2026, and I don't know if it's going into 2027. It's not in 4-year cycle. It goes a bit longer. It's maybe 5-6 year or something.
Hmm. Hmm. That's interesting. That's
Uh,
actually a very interesting thought. Hmm.
yeah, wait a minute. 2021, 2025 is 4 years, and now we go into 2026 and maybe 2027. The cycle seems longer to me than the cycles before, but I don't know the reason why.
Maybe I don't know. Honestly, like I've been hearing this idea that the 4-year cycle was driven not by the halving cycles, but
Yeah.
by the 4-year business cycles, and it just happened to coincide with the 4-year cycle, and so the almost like the markets were forced to mimic the the 4-year business cycle, and so they could sell the
Okay.
idea of the 4-year halving cycle. So I sort of heard that. I think I heard that first from Aztec, right? So it was Aztec that said that first, and it really
Yeah,
got me
from
thinking.
lithium.
Yeah, a very intelligent guy, by the way. So yeah, it really got me thinking. Maybe that's true, right? Because if you look at it, right, uh, even if the 4-year halving cycle was actually the determining factor for how these cycles played out, we're at a point where Bitcoin's remittance, Bitcoin's issuance, Bitcoin's emissions, right, is
Yeah.
now significantly lower than the previous, halving cycles, to a point where about 96% of Bitcoins are in circulation. And so it shouldn't matter that much. And since Bitcoin is the deciding factor for whenever a cycle starts or cycle ends, so far, or at least it has been so far, yeah, I don't see a reason why uh, anything that delays anything that I don't see a reason why, if Bitcoin's issuance are no longer that big of a factor, right, and Bitcoin can, has gotten to a point where it can move into a much bigger macro cycle. I don't see why the general crypto market, including like altcoins, will not follow suit. And that's why I think,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if it is in fact the business cycle, the 4-year business cycle, then alts are ready to experience a much longer cycle. And if it is still
Okay.
the 4-year halving cycle, then I don't believe the 4-year halving cycle, the halving has that much of an impact on the supply to affect
Okay.
Bitcoin's movement
You saw the halvings don't have
that much weight.
much impact. Okay. Okay.
That's the way I see it. That's
Okay.
just my opinion. But
Okay.
then we might be wrong, right? We might be wrong. I'm also thinking about it from all angles, from all angles as well. You have to, bro. You have to be a soldier, bro. Last cycle messed me up. I'm not even gonna freaking lie, bro. I was so certain about everything, and I made a lot of money because, like, that was my
Mhm.
imagine. That was my first cycle because it was so easy to make money. 2021, Jesus, literally everything you bought pumped, quite literally, right? Did Multiverse X. It was Ego back then, Elrond. That was it was a smash. Ethereum first, right? And then, Ego was a smash hit. and then the Uniswap move, that was even more huge because like then I got the airdrop, right? It was very, very intoxicating what happened in 2021. And it just filled me with so much certainty that I knew what the freak I was doing. Only for me to lose it all in the
Mm,
most bizarre way
okay.
possible. And so yeah, I'm just looking this time like,
Okay.
okay, now I'm not gonna walk, I'm not gonna act with that level of absolute certainty anymore. And I'm just gonna position my mind in a way that accommodates for a much more long-term perspective on this thing, in a way that if we experience something explosive, right, thank God, we all benefit. But then if we don't, I'm not a wreck of emotions. And that's the way I position it. And that's why I think Litecoin's also positioned that way as well. Litecoin, if the bull market ends traditional 4 year cycle and there's no autism, Litecoin will still be where it is, waiting for its time to come. And
Yeah.
yeah, that's not something I could say
Litecoin,
about. That's not
Litecoin
something I
has
can say about
for
other coins.
14 years since launch, 14 years of uptime. That's insane. Without
Exactly.
any outage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Litecoin will outlive us all. It's the most secure cryptocurrency for me. I When you hear of 14 years uptime, not Bitcoin. Bitcoin had some outage. I heard. Um,
Yeah.
and Solana, Solana have every time outage. Then Litecoin is the securest thing on the market to store your value and to increase your value over time. So it's obvious that Litecoin the choice for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I always look at it. I look at it and I think, whatever way it is, right? Uh, I don't want to put Litecoin. I don't want to juxtapose. I don't want to put Litecoin in a juxtaposition with Solana. I don't want to say Litecoin Solana because they're actually
yeah,
trying to pursue different things. The market Solana is trying to go after is different from the market Litecoin is trying to go after. Litecoin is a store of value monetary networks, is like Bitcoin. So I always like to put Litecoin and Bitcoin on the scale because
yeah,
Bitcoin has already eaten so much liquidity, and the proven demand for Bitcoin, the proven demand that Litecoin is going for, is the proven demand that Bitcoin has already sat on. And if you look at that, right, the proven demand Solana is trying to go for is what Ethereum has already established, and the
yeah.
proven
Proof of
demand,
stake. Yeah.
yeah, and the proven demand. I mean, the valuation. Okay, let's put it like this: the proven valuation Solana is trying to eat from is the proven valuation that Ethereum has already demonstrated for us, which is about $500 billion market cap.
Mhm.
Now, that's not as big of a pie as the proven valuation Litecoin is trying to eat from, which is the valuation Bitcoin has already achieved, which is something close to $3 trillion. So Litecoin is going after a much bigger pie, you know, than Solana, than what Solana is going for, and that's why I don't juxtapose them. I don't believe they are in the same category because if Litecoin gets, if we look at it, like let's just do a little bit of a demonstration here. If you look at Solana's market cap, because Solana is currently Ethereum's strongest competitor. If we look at Solana's market cap as a ratio of that of Ethereum, and we could just do a little bit of a math here, so you can see what I'm talking about. If you look at Solana's market cap is about 86 billion, and like Ethereum's market cap is about 412 billion. I'm just gonna pull my
Mhm.
calculator up so I can make you I could demonstrate what I'm saying. So, Ethereum's market cap is 412, so 86 divided by 412, and that is okay, 412. So that's about a point two. So it's about 20% of Ethereum's market cap. So let's imagine Litecoin actually gets that share proportion of let's say Litecoin actually gets that percentage proportion of Bitcoin's market cap that Solana has
Oh,
already gotten from, Yeah, from Ethereum. And then you're gonna look at the numbers. So what is 20% of Bitcoin's current market cap? So Bitcoin's current market cap is about 2 trillion. So if Litecoin's getting 20% of that, if
Yeah.
Litecoin's getting 20% of that, let's look at that, right?
Ah.
You understand what I'm talking about? So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I mean, that like Litecoin and Solana, they're not even remotely close with regards to like how big they can go, because Litecoin is going after, that's $400 billion. If Litecoin gets the
Mm-hmm.
share percentage of Bitcoin's market cap, that is the exact same as the share percentage of Ethereum's market cap that Solana has, that already puts Litecoin at $400 billion market cap.
Yo.
$400 billion market cap. That sends it straight to number three. And
Instantly.
instantly. So if you think about that, then you understand that Litecoin is actually going after a much bigger pie than what Solana is going after. So they're not competing at all. And that's why
Yeah,
you need to understand that it's
it's
a
different
game that,
tech. Yeah.
yeah, it's a
Yeah.
game you have to be very patient with. It's a game you have to be very patient with. You need to have so much patience, because you just know that this actually, the reward is huge. And even if Litecoin gets only 10% of Bitcoin's market cap, 10% share of Bitcoin's market cap, that's still talking about a $200 billion valuation. If it
Yeah.
gets 5% of Bitcoin's market cap, that's still $100 billion. It, it's still above what Solana has right now
And
at 80
definitely,
something
yeah.
billion. So yeah, Litecoin is going after a much bigger pie in terms of what it's trying to get as a percentage of Bitcoin's market cap compared to what Solana is trying to get as a percentage of Ethereum's market cap. So understand it in this perspective, and understand that this is a very long game, and you need to be prepared to fight the trench war and wait it out, and just accumulate and avoid the noise as much as you can.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, yeah, you have really to know what you are buying. The tech, the fundamentals, the everything you have to know 100% what you are buying. When you don't, when you just follow trends, you will lose. It's a
exactly,
very dangerous game. Yeah, and
extremely dangerous game when
you
you just
told it.
follow
Yeah.
trends. Yeah. So I don't know if you want to keep going, because I believe I want to end the stream in a bit. We've done about an hour. So is there any other thing
Oh
you still
yeah,
want to
yeah.
share with people?
Let me think a bit about it. I think we have said already everything. So yeah, no, I think that was it.
Okay, so yeah, that's it from Minimilan. Appreciate you, bro, for showing up today, man. You're an awesome person. You're
Mini million, bro. Mini million.
Mini million,
Mini
Maximilian.
million.
Oh my god, I have to get it right.
Yeah, but you
Ah!
just can say max if you want, or max.
Max. Okay.
Yeah.
Mini million, mini
Uh, y-
million, mini million, mini million, mini million, mini million, mini
Mini
million. I have to
million.
put that. I've called you Mini Milan for the better part of the last 6 months.
Yeah,
Imagine
yeah,
that.
no,
Like,
it's okay, bro. No problem. Your name was Raphael, right?
yes, Raphael. Raphael,
Raphael,
that's
okay.
my name. Yes.
Yeah, nice. Okay.
All right, man. Appreciate you so
Thank you
much.
for talking.
Yeah, you're welcome, bro. I appreciate you for showing up, and of course, we're gonna be having another live show with you, a much better structured one, of course, than this. This was just a little chit chat between both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming, man. You're such an awesome dude, and yeah, I'll catch you in the next episode, bro.
Yeah. Then bye bye.
All right, bye. So in case you didn't catch the intro, that guest that was just here is Mini Million. Oh, I got it right this time. Mini Million, and he is a German Litecoiner. He's one of the most bullish Litecoiner in the history of Litecoin. He is very bullish. He's always bull posting, and he's always also sharing important Litecoin information. For example, breaking news, interesting info, nice threads. And I'm just gonna show his page real quick again. So if you want to follow him, you can go follow him. As a very intelligent guy, and he has some really awesome ideas. So this is his page, Mini Million. You can go follow him, and you can look at it. That yeah, always bullish, very bullish, like Coiner. So yeah, I'm just gonna show his page again. This is it, Mini Million. So if you want to go follow him, you can go follow him. Yeah, he's a very intelligent guy, and yeah, that's it from Mini Million. So yeah, appreciate you once again, dude. Appreciate you for showing up today. You are the guy. So if you're still in this stream right now, I want to see you in the chat. MK. Oh my god, I might have just demoralized MK a little bit because I said MK shouldn't trade the markets. But hey, listen, bro, MK, whatever you want to do, man, go for it, bro. Honestly, it's just like I don't want us losing money to the evil casinos, bro. There's a lot of bullshit that's just happening in these. When you trade these coins, you trade on these exchanges, or you trade against these exchanges. It's just a very difficult game. It's not very easy to win, and that's why I generally advise against it. But hey, man, if you wanna trade, go ahead and trade, bro. Uh, but yeah, so I want to talk about something very important, extremely important, and I'm gonna still make a dedicated episode to this. But for now, I'm just gonna give the rough idea of what it is. So the rough idea of what it is just simple, right? If you think about it, MK, I don't know. Does MK come on live? MK, if you want to come on this live, not oh boy. MK, if you want to join the live, if you want to join the live, bro, let me know. Just shoot me a DM. I'm gonna arrange it, bro. Bro, you're not a nobody. This show is not the show for somebodies. This is the Light Hour. Okay, this is the grassroots Litecoin dedicated stream. Ah, that's cool. It's cool if you just don't want to join, but if it's just because you think you're a nobody, there is no nobody in the Litecoin community, bro. Okay, you're just as important as any other person, and anybody can get an episode the Light Hour show, right? If you want to come, if you want to join the Light Hour show, you just let me know and I'll arrange your episode for you. Okay. So I want to talk about something very real quick. So, if you've ever heard from the Bitcoin maximalists that Litecoin can be demonetized in the same way that by Bitcoin, or Litecoin has been demonetized by Bitcoin, the same way that gold demonetized silver, I just want you guys to understand that that's not the case. The advantage that gold has over silver is not the same as the advantage that Bitcoin has over Litecoin. And, back in the day, some countries adopted the gold standard, right? And that was their monetization standard, while some other countries adopted the silver standard. And that was the monetization basis, particularly countries in, East Asia. And then the countries that adopted the gold standard were mostly the European countries. So those were the countries that were monetized in gold. So what ended up happening is that the countries that were monetized in gold, because they were monetized using a much harder asset, because gold is significantly scarcer than silver. It's not even close. It's significantly scarcer than silver. Its stock to flow is about 60 something, I guess, and that of silver is much lower. And by the way, if you don't know what stock to flow is just a measure of how scarce the asset you're holding is. And it's pretty much how much supply already exists divided by how much new supply is being issued every year. So the idea is that if an asset that you're holding has significantly more supply coming into circulation year on year, then that asset is not as scarce as one that has significantly less supply coming into circulation year on year. So we're going to think about it like this. Now imagine two assets, asset A and asset B. Now, asset A is getting inflated by 10% a year. So about 10% of the supply gets issued or gets introduced to the circulation every single year. And asset B only gets 2% of the supply issued into the circulation every year. So asset B with less supply getting issued every year is definitely going to be significantly scarcer than asset A. And the idea is asset B that only gets about 2% of the supply get into the circulation year on year. That asset is going to have, if you want to calculate the stock to flow, that's about 100, right? Divided by 2%. So that's about 50. So that's the stock to flow. And the one that has 10% inflation year on year, so that's divided by 10. So it's a stock to flow of 10. So the one that has the highest stock to flow, that's the one with 50, is definitely much scarcer than the one that has a stock to flow of 10. So for gold and silver, the current stock to flow ratio of gold is about 60, which means it's getting inflated by about 1.5%, 1.6% yearly. So it's a year on year inflation of supply or year on year dilution of supply of about 1.6% for gold. Now for silver, its stock to flow is currently around somewhere between 20 and 22. So we're just going to use 21, right? So that's an about 4.6% inflation or 4.6% dilution year on year. So if you look at it, gold is getting diluted by 1.6% year on year, while silver is getting diluted by 4.6% year on year. So gold is significantly scarcer than silver. And therefore, the countries that were monetized in gold had significantly stronger economies because these are the countries that were monetized in silver just kept, their currencies just kept losing value significantly to the ones that were monetized in gold. And that was how gold was able to demonetize silver. And the countries that were monetized in gold were able to demonetize the countries that were, monetized in silver. This is not the case for Bitcoin, Litecoin, and these proof of work networks, this proof of work coins. It's not the same. Now, Bitcoin and Litecoin have the exact halving schedule. So the way they work, most people that are watching these already understand the way the halving schedule works. So I don't need to go over it. But for those that don't know, every 4 years, their new supply gets cut in half. So at the beginning, it was about 50 Bitcoins or Litecoins per block you mined. And after 4 years, you get cut in half. And the only idea, Brandon just joined. Bonjour, Brandon. Welcome to the stream. So the only advantage that Bitcoin had over Litecoin was just the fact that it was launched 2 years ahead of Litecoin. But ultimately, they both have a max supply for Bitcoin, it's 21 million, and for Litecoin, it's 84 million. They both have the exact halving schedule, which means that if you think about it, right, halving the supply progressively gets to a point where they are both emitting tokens that are just so insignificant to the percentage total of whatever they have. And Bitcoin is just not going to be significantly scarcer than Litecoin in any meaningful way. And that time is not very far away. And so that's something you need to understand. They both have a max supply. They both have the exact same halving schedule. And therefore, Bitcoin does not have the scarcity advantage that silver has, that gold has over silver. It doesn't have that against Litecoin. And so the logic that maximalists perpetuate that Bitcoin will demonetize all its competitions the same way gold demonetized silver is bullcrap. It doesn't work, and it's not the truth. And it's been one that they've used to market Bitcoin for a very long time. But the thing is, now they face the impossible situation. Right now, they've marketed Bitcoin, they've gotten all the liquidity into Bitcoin. Bitcoin is right now sitting at about multiple trillions of dollars. Now they have to convince capital to somehow not move into these other Bitcoin competitions, these other store of value monetary networks that are competing with Bitcoin. They somehow have to convince all that capital to not move to these other coins. And the thing is, capital is agnostic. Capital does not care about principles and ideals in a way where it's going to try to protect one brand identity just for the sake of it. Capital simply cares about profit. And that's what I believe we're seeing with Zcash is you have some of that monetization that was with Bitcoin move into a very niche Bitcoin competition, which is Zcash, right? And just a little bit of that shifted into Zcash, and we saw that run. So how do you convince all that capital to continue staying in Bitcoin if Bitcoin is just going to move from what, $2 trillion to $4 trillion? That's a 2x. Why should they get a 2x when they can go get like a 40x or 50x from these other proof of work money tree networks that also are just as good as Bitcoin, right? And can offer so much potential reward with very little risk, like Litecoin. So we're getting closer and closer to what I believe is a period where Bitcoin's status is about to get challenged, and in a very significant way. And the more it delays, the more it delays, the more explosive that challenge will be. And that's a fact. The more it gets delayed, the more explosive that target is going to be. That challenge is going to be. Because if you think about it, what if Bitcoin explodes to what? What if it gets to a $5 trillion market cap right now and Litecoin still stays sub $10 billion? Litecoin network's not going to die. And that's the genius of Litecoin, is that it has this merge mining community where, miners can make money from these multiple coins without really, making any significant money from Litecoin, while securing Litecoin together with these other chains simultaneously. And that's something that gives Litecoin the ability to wait and gather strength just to prepare itself for the right time so it can challenge Bitcoin. So the higher Bitcoin goes, why all these other networks, all these other Bitcoin alternatives stay suppressed, the more violent the challenge that Bitcoin is going to face is. And that's just a fact. Because capital will rotate. Capital will rotate. And when it happens, the question is now going to be, well, maybe Bitcoin's hope is just going to be that these things run so explosively and ultimately collapse, and so it just turns investors up and they all go for Bitcoin. But yeah, that's left to be seen. And I'll prefer a Litecoin move that is both explosive and sustainable, because I really want Litecoin to go challenge Bitcoin in a very meaningful way on this monetization front. I really want Litecoin to go challenge Bitcoin for the number one spot. And yes, I just said I should share that with everybody today. So in case you see from any maxis that are going, Bitcoin's demonetized all of its competition just the same way gold demonetized its competition. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's a lie from the pit of hell. It's a lie, and it's all BS. And that lie will crumble not very far from now. The moment of destruction of that lie is not very far away, because capital will rotate away from Bitcoin the heavier it becomes, the heavier it becomes to move, right? capital will rotate and capital will move into these other Bitcoin alternative chains that can provide more value. And once these coins start exploding, it's gonna be so difficult to convince other capital to not rotate into them. Because I mean, yeah, right. Litecoin's already gone 10x, 20x. It still has another 30x to go. Bitcoin sitting at $3 trillion. Why should more capital not rotate out of Bitcoin to just catch a little bit more of that? And if that moves into, if that causes an event that sort of like starts a conversation, that can be the beginning of a real challenge towards Bitcoin status as a store of value money. And ladies and gentlemen, it's gonna be some really exciting time to be a Litecoiner. So yes, you should understand what Litecoin is going for. I know that the Litecoin's inventor Charlie Lee and the Litecoin Foundation, they just say, well, Litecoin is just cash uses money, Bitcoin is store of value. But that's the beautiful thing about purely decentralized, monetary networks, is that it doesn't matter what the inventor wants it to be or what the inventor thinks it is. The power is in the hands of those that are using it, right? And if people want to use it as a store of value, they're going to use it as a store of value regardless of what these people say. And that's the beautiful thing about decentralized network, is that they can't just go and bend the network to their will and decide to sabotage its ability to compete with Bitcoin. I mean, they won't, but even if they wanted to, they can't. And so, yeah, just understand that. I want you to understand exactly what Litecoin is going for and just how powerful it is. So yes, it is. We're going for something very revolutionary, and you just have to be patient. You have to have the right mentality. If you're a new Litecoiner, understand that, hey, it's not going to be an easy ride. Unlike what you're seeing from these other shoes, it's not going to be an easy ride. There's so many Litecoiners that have actually been holding Litecoin for so many years before you. Yo, Lord Monochromicon just joined. Welcome, GM Lord Monochromicon. Yeah. Understand there are so many Litecoiners that have come before you and that have grinded in these trenches way before me, by the way. It's not been very long ago that I've been in Litecoin. Talk more of being a Litecoin creator or anything. But yeah, the people that have been in this space and they've been grinding for years, and yeah, it's not happened. So you need to understand that if you want to benefit from what Litecoin is going for, then you need to have the patience to be able to endure, right? And have the right mentality. Understand that Litecoin is a store of value alternative to Bitcoin, and its time will come, but you have to be patient. Okay. So I just wanted to let that out, right? I just want to set the right mentality for those of us that are new, that are joining the Litecoin space, that are buying Litecoin for the first time or buying Litecoin for the first time in years. And I want you to understand that as a Litecoin, as an altcoiner, if you're an altcoin holder, this is for general altcoin holders. And when I say after this, I'm going to be ending this live. As an altcoin holder, you need to ask yourself one question. How replicable is your altcoin? If your altcoin is so replicable, why are you holding it at a point where the market is in a critical moment where it can either be the start of an incredibly nauseating bull run or the start of a bear market? If your coin is an easily replaceable VC coin, why are you even holding it? Because one thing is for sure, Litecoin's not easily replaceable. Let me tell you what it will take to replace Litecoin. First of all, it will take creating a fair distributed proof of work network that can rival Bitcoin and Litecoin, right? A fair distributed proof of work network. Now, in this VC day and age, that is extremely difficult to accomplish because most VCs, you know why they're not going to do it, okay? Because How are you going to get the budget to even market it? How are you going to get the budget to even push for its adoption if you're going to let everybody to be able to mine it? How are you going to get it on exchanges? How are you going to get any of these integrations for your coin? So it's extremely impossible to launch even a fair distributed proof of work coin at all. Talk more of getting people to mine it and getting exchanges to adopt it and trying to gain some visibility in this current ecosystem where every single thing, every single where you look is noise and noise and noise, and every single thing has been diluted by all of these endless proof of stake coins that are trying to solve a million different niche ideas, solve a million different niche problems. So that's one. Number two, you're going to have to replicate 14 years of uninterrupted uninterrupted uptime, sorry. 14 years without any downtime, 14 years of resilient work. You're going to have to replicate that. That's history you can't replicate. You're going to have to replicate about 200,000 daily transactions that is born out of pure organic growth. Just put it simply, you can't replicate Litecoin. You can't replace Litecoin. But a lot of your alts can be replaced. And if you're holding something like Sui, it's extremely easy to replace it. Because where Sui is, some coins were there last cycle. eGold was there, like Multiverse X. It was there. Some other coins were there. But now they're nowhere to be found. Because, these VC coins, they just raise a lot of capital. I mean, if this is the end of the bull market and all of these things stank, the next bull market is the better funded new proof of stake coin that is going to rise back to where Sui is, and Sui is done for. But you can't say that about Litecoin because it's extremely difficult to replace Litecoin where Litecoin is. And that is just an added advantage for people that are holding Litecoin. Because not only is it extremely difficult to replace Litecoin where it is, but where it is a place that has positioned it to be able to directly compete with Bitcoin. So it's in a position where it's direct competition, and what it's trying to eat out of is the pie of the biggest cryptocurrency in the space. It doesn't matter if it happens now or it happens next year and it happens in 4 or 5 years, the outcome will be the same. It will be massive, it will be explosive, and it will be like nothing ever seen. And there is no other crypto, or the number of cryptos that can compete are extremely limited, and it's almost impossible for you to create a new crypto. In fact, I'm going to say it's virtually impossible for you to create a new crypto that can compete with Litecoin and replace it. And whenever the rise starts happening to Litecoin's price, whenever it starts surging, if you were some other proof of stake, or you just have other proof of stake projects just launch and market themselves and come try to tap from that liquidity, but it's going to be extremely impossible for you to create any new projects and try to hype it up to steal from that liquidity that Litecoin will be eating from Bitcoin. So Litecoin will be eating all that liquidity alone or with a company of a select few coins, right? We're talking about just a few proof of work coins. We're talking about like the Moneros, the Dash, the Zcash, the Bitcoin Cash, maybe Digibyte, right? It's just about 5 that are going to be eaten from this pie as well as Litecoin. Yeah, it's not the same as your 1,000 other different proof of stake projects that are trying to eat from the same Ethereum pie. It's going to be explosive, and it's something. It's a proposition that you can actually wait and watch it happen. It's not something you can say about a lot of coins. And if your altcoin isn't giving you that, if your altcoin isn't positioned to be able to benefit like that, isn't positioned like that, my brother, you are holding garbage, not financial advice. That's it for today's episode. Thank you for joining the Light Hour again. This is a Litecoin dedicated live stream that we host every Tuesday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, 5 p.m. EST. And if you want to be a guest on the Light Hour show, you just let me know and I'll set up your episode for you. And we can come talk and vibe about whatever you want to talk about, Litecoin related. And with that, I will be ending the stream in about, I don't know, 15 seconds. And if you're just joining now, bro, come on, you've missed everything. Why you come? Why you just joined, bro? You missed everything. You're so late. You're late. You're late. You missed it all. You're late. I'm just gonna do a quick shout out. Shout out to Master. Shout out to Brandon. Shout out to MK, my bro. Appreciate you for always showing up. Brandon, you're a G. Again, Master Eater G. Luxfolio, you guys are legends. Down to Zero, you're a legend. MK, if I've said that again, you're a G. Lord Monochromicon, you're my bro. Appreciate you for showing up. And with that, I'm just gonna say good night, everybody. Bye bye. Seriously, like bye bye. The stream is ended. Go, bro. The stream is ended. The stream has ended, bro. Go. It's ended. You're still here. The stream has ended.